I'm your instructor for Special Topics Introduction to Business News. My name is Wei Chen, and I also go by Cynthia. You can either call me Wei or Cynthia, both are fine for me. I'm so excited that you're taking this course in the summer. Whether you want to become a business reporter in the future or you just want to learn more about investment, I hope you will find this course helpful. And of course, because this is just a one-credit course, you won't be able to learn about everything. But I also promise you it won't be overwhelming for your summer. And it's my job to help and support your learning process. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to talk more with you. So this is for you to learn that I'm a real person. Let's move on to the lecture slides. I'll talk a little more about my background, like why I'm qualified to take this course, and the course organization, and a little bit more about balance sheet. So that's it. See you in the next video. So today's lecture is broken down by 4 parts. First, I'll tell you a little more about myself, and then I'll go through the syllabus and our course organization. Then I will talk more about study strategies for this course and emphasize some key points for the balance sheet. So a little bit more about myself. I went to one of the top business schools in China for college, where I got a bachelor degree in business administration and specialized in entrepreneurship and innovation theory. And when I was in college, I joined a student newspaper like the State News here at MSU. I started out as an investigative reporter and later became chief editor of the paper. I was really fascinated by journalism and what it brings to the community, so I thought maybe I should study journalism for grad school and become a business reporter. And then I got into a program in the best university in China, where I did both academic and professional tracks. And honestly, I wouldn't do that to myself again if I could go back in time. It's just so much work. But I'm glad that experience made me be able to teach this course for you. So the training I got from the professional track was sponsored by Bloomberg China, and I also got certification from Bloomberg. And now I'm a first-year PhD student studying news economics and management issues within news organizations. And here is my contact information. I will spend by online every Thursday and Friday from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you email me during that time, I will be able to respond quickly. My email address is here, and usually I don't check emails at night, so if you send me a question after 7 p.m., please expect me to respond the next day. Also, I'll be at office in Communication Building most of the weekdays, so just let me know if you want to meet up in person. So now let's move on to the syllabus and course organization. Again, this course is just one credit. You're not going to learn everything you need for business news or business reporting, but I do hope this course can open some doors for you. So for readings, we don't have any textbook. All assigned readings will be posted on D2L, but I do have 2 recommendations for further studying. The first book, Guide to Money and Investment, is like ABCs for investment. Almost all the financial advisors in the United States would use this book for their job training. The second one, Show Me the Money, is basically the Bible for business reporters. We have 2 chapters from this book for course reading, but I would strongly encourage you to get this book if you want to become a future business reporter. So this week is about course introduction and why business news is important. We have a quiz 1 that has 5 questions that's due Sunday midnight. And week 2 is about economic indicators. We have a quiz for about 10 questions that helps you go through the materials to know what's important in them. And also we have an exercise that's more of a learn by doing stuff, so that you could take in the knowledge by yourself through doing the exercise. And so all the quizzes and exercises are again due every Sunday midnight. So for weeks 3 and 4 will be stocks. You will build up your own stock portfolio, and we will learn more about stock market. And week 5 and 6 we will cover small and private business, and in week 6 you will be asked to interview a small business owner to learn how did they start their own business and what makes it sustainable. So, and for week 7, if you guys do want to do a bonus topic, we can talk more about business news reporting or real estate market. So study strategies for this course. The first one I would say is to plan your time well. I would suggest that you set aside 2 hours each week to learn, and don't wait until Sunday night to try to finish everything. And start from week 2, do your readings first, and then watch the video by me. I'll also upload the lecture slides to help you to learn. I will summarize the key point that might pop up in the quiz, and since your memories are still fresh, do the quiz right away. And you can set aside some other time to do the exercise, or you can do it right away after reading as well. You can take the quiz twice, and the higher grade will be recorded. Exercises are graded upon pass and fail. They're designed to make you process information by yourself. So it's more of you putting a little effort in completing the assignment. As long as I can see that you put some effort in that, you will get full points. And then finally, the balance sheet. Balance sheet describes what the company owes and what it owns. The fundamental equation is assets equals liabilities and shareholders' equity. On the screen, it shows a simplified version of balance sheet. In real life, you will see more complicated ones, but the structure should be similar. So let's look at this picture that shows the operating cycle of a company. Usually we will see that assets are purchased with cash and then are used to generate revenue and income. And oftentimes the cash to buy assets is generated by stock sales, debt. Debt can be the money you borrow from bank or borrow from the government. And also cash can be generated from the ongoing operations. And in this slide, it shows the asset side of the balance sheet. Keep in mind that it's always about comparison. Either you need to compare the numbers within the 2 years, how the same company is doing in last year and this year, or you need to compare the numbers with another company in the same industry. Business is an ongoing process, and it happens within a market with multiple players. So it does not make much sense just looking at one company and 1 year alone. Then you might be a little bit confused with what is shareholders' equity. In accounting, it means the initial amount of money investing into a business. Some accountants would divide it into 2 categories. First, paid-in capital, and second, retained earnings. Paid-in capital is funds that are paid by the shareholders. Usually, it's the money collected from the stock sales. So let's say if MSU Dairy Store is a public company and I bought $5,000 stocks from them, so those $5,000 are stock shares for me that paid in capital for MSU Dairy Store. And also the second one, the return earnings. The return earnings are the revenues or the money the firm has right now. Like usually they get this money from selling their products, but they haven't used this money anywhere yet. It has not distributed to the shareholders as bonus or dividends, and it's not using it and they're not using it right now for the operation. So they have this money at hand, but not using it anywhere. So I include the balance sheet in our class because it's the first step for understanding news about companies and writing an earnings story if you want to become a business reporter. It helps you to know how well the company is doing. Again, keep in mind it's about comparison, whether it's with another period of time or another company. Also, you will want to learn more about company's financial statement, which is also important when you're picking and choosing what stocks to buy. I put the Merrill Lynch guide here. If you have time in the future, please read it more. And if you want to explore more about business reporting in this section, I've also listed recommendations here. So that's it for today. I'll see you next week.